Welcome to Redtastic. Story 1. My sister, half-sister, is 23. She lives with me as a roommate. We have an agreement where she will live with me so she can go to college, and we have to split the cost for bills and groceries 50-50. I inherited the house from my paternal grandmother, so there is no cost with rent. 2 weeks ago, my sister found out she was pregnant. Once everything settled down, I asked her what her plans were and how things were going to change moving forward. While she does have plans, she doesn't really expect things to change, as her plans include her boyfriend moving in with us so they can raise their baby here until she graduates. She said that they would need to save money to buy all the baby stuff, and living with me was the best option for them. I work during the day and take night classes as I want to further my education. I'm fine with our current situation because I can still come home and have a space to rest. A baby would put an end to that, and I would have to deal with it for at least 3 years, which is how long it will take for my sister to graduate. So I told her that this was really not an option because at the end of the day, I didn't sign up to have a baby in the house. And this was not something small that wasn't going to affect whoever got in the middle. She said I was being egotistical, that I was humiliating her for not having a place of her own to live. This has reached our mother, who took her side and said I should support my sister, or else the only option would be for her to drop out and F up her own life. My sister's boyfriend came to pick her up so they could visit his parents, and he kept throwing dirty looks my way while he waited for her. I don't think I'm in the wrong in this one, but at the same time, I feel like I can't share this without people around me feeling some type of way about it. So am I the a-hole? OP, you're not the a-hole. You have been very kind supporting your sister. It was a poor decision for her to get pregnant at this time and then assume that she could move a family of 3 into your house. You have every right to not want to live with a newborn. Try talking this out with her and tell her you will be willing to offer her support. That just doesn't include 2 people and a baby in your house. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Your sister and her boyfriend need to grow the F up. If they are old enough to have a baby, they are old enough to support themselves. Look up the law for eviction in your area. You need to follow those laws in giving your sister written notice to vacate. Keep a copy of that notice and make a recordable method of confirming her receipt of it. Certified mail with signature required. Film yourself handing it to her and telling her what it means, etc. If she isn't out by the legally required date of the notice, file for eviction immediately. You need to get your sister out well before the baby is born. In many areas, it can be difficult to evict a mother with a young baby. OP's sister assumed that OP would be okay with her boyfriend, and her baby living in the house rent-free. She never even asked. Because OP is a landlord, they need to go through the proper legal channels, including written notice to vacate and, if necessary, eviction, as part of telling sister that OP is not okay with a baby and a boyfriend living in the home. This can be done as kindly as possible, but it needs to be done. Story 2. I'm 26 male. My sister is 28 female. We're the only family we both have. Neither of our parents are with us anymore, and we have no aunts, uncles, or cousins. I'm single, so is my sister. She's a single mother of a 3-year-old. Despite all of this, we're not particularly close. We live in the same city, but I might see her once a year in passing. To make a long and convoluted post short, last week, she came to my house and offloaded her son to me. She said she had to go to the hospital for mental health, and I was the only person who could help. I couldn't even protest. She didn't even come inside. She took him in the car seat, put him on my porch, rang the bell, and told me all of this as she's walking back to her car. She left no diapers, no supplies, no nothing. Not even a word of when she will be back. It took me less than 4 hours to contact police and have child services involved. He was basically abandoned with me, or at least that was my thought. They took the child away, and my sister is still in the hospital. I have no way of contacting her, nor has she tried to contact me. I can't imagine the hellstorm that's going to be unleashed when she's out. I'm not equipped to handle a kid. My home isn't child-proof. I have no friends who could babysit for a stranger, even as a favor. I work full-time. I'm in school. I couldn't think of any alternative besides getting child services involved. I feel like I let my sister down, but first and foremost, I believe she let her own child down. I don't know what's going to happen. Was I the a-hole? Just so there's more information, I wasn't even left the base that the car seat latches into. Never mind, I don't even have a car. I'll admit, I could have asked a friend for help picking up children's stuff, but that doesn't address anything else. Child services is what its name implies. Here where I live, it's called FACS. They work with families in struggling times like this. I told them my sister's name, the hospital she's at, and they presumably are working with her to sort this out. They left contact information, but they won't disclose any status to me because I'm not the parent. Even just the status of my sister, they weren't at liberty to say. I didn't put the kid up for adoption. It doesn't work like that. I contacted this agency, who is trained to help in situations like this, where living arrangements are difficult or impossible for a child. My best guess is they have him in a foster home for now until my sister's out. I don't know anything else beyond my best guess. And I can't just take time off work or school to care for a child 24/7 when agencies like the one I contacted can offload the work for me. It's been 8 days and no word on anything. If I took 8 days off work with no telling when I could return, I might as well not return. OP, you're not the a-hole. Children require a lot of work and you weren't given a chance to prepare. It's not something that most people can take on in the manner that this was pushed onto you. However, she left her child with someone she trusted and was trying to take care of herself. While she didn't go about it in the perfect way, I don't think your sister meant any harm either. I'm sorry you've been put in this situation. I hope you get through it as smoothly as it can go. Now for some comments. You're not the a-hole. Your sister put you in a totally untenable position. I have colleagues who work with families who were referred to CPS. There's a belief out there that CPS are a bunch of mustache-twirling villains who delight in stealing children. It's not true. CPS is going to work to make sure your nephew ends up in the best possible situation, which you clearly aren't, and will try to get your sister the support she needs to be able to parent her child. Not the a-hole. To the people who are going with a-hole because of the time frame, for example, you didn't even give it a couple of hours. Keep in mind, OP has no experience caring for a child, nor did the sister leave any supplies or instructions. Had I been in that situation, with literally no support system, I think I would have done the same. Sure, a 3-year-old isn't an infant, but OP might not even know enough to keep the kid alive. Had he experienced caring for children or even that child, then I would agree, but he was asked to safeguard the life of a person without any knowledge of how to do so. CPS was probably the right call, and it may be the child does end up with the OP, but there will be resources in place to help. Story 3. I am the youngest of 3 children. I'm 27 female and I'm engaged. Planning on getting married next summer and then trying for a baby. We don't want to start trying for kids until we have at least a bit of money in the bank because babies are expensive. My brother is 36. He is married with 3 kids. I'm not sure exactly how much he and his wife earn, but they own a house big enough for everyone to have their own room plus a car each. So estimating a lot. The kids are all under 10. They have some remaining debt from when they both went to college, and my brother is also trying to start his own business. But from what they've said, this is all financially manageable for them. My sister is 31, the middle child, and a single mother. When she was 16, she got pregnant. She wanted to put the baby up for adoption, but our father, who was very conservative, told her that if she did anything but raise a child, he would cut her off, from both the family and the will. My sister had always planned on being a mother, but never thought it would be so soon. She finished high school and worked part-time jobs until she could afford to move out. When her son was around 8, she went back to school and earned a teaching qualification and is currently in a 3rd year of teaching full-time. Her son is now 14, nearly 15. Both our parents passed away within the last 5 years. In the will, Dad left me the deed to the house in the hopes I would make it my family home. I was the sole owner. The house was in poor condition and a poor location, so with my siblings' permission, I put some of my own money into the house, fixed it up, and sold it for just under 230K. My siblings did not put money towards the house, only gave me the permission to sell, which I felt I should ask for as we all grew up there, and we all had belongings still in the house that we were able to split appropriately. My dad left my brother around 50K to start his business. Dad left my sister 1K and a letter saying she should have made better life choices. When I found out what he had done, I immediately said to my sister that I would split the amount I had earned from the house between us. She tried to refuse, but I insisted. My initial plan was to split it clean down the middle between me and my sister. My reasoning was that my brother has his own money and is, by his own admission, doing well financially, and Dad gave him 50K. My sister and I are both still deep in debt from paying for college, and soon her son will be going to college, while I'm planning on a wedding and a baby pretty soon. When our brother found out, he was really upset and said that it wasn't fair that I got the house and made money off it, and he felt it was more unfair that I shared with our sister but not with him. I think both my brother and father are being dicks for no reason. Am I the a-hole? Information. My brother was Dad's favorite, and Dad left him money because he believed my brother's business idea would succeed and he felt he didn't need any more help, as my brother had previously asked him for 10K for the business. My dad didn't approve of my sister being a teacher, as he subscribes to those who can't do, teach mentality, and it's a humanities subject which he doesn't hold at the same level as STEM subjects. He was the one who pushed my sister to keep her son, and while she doesn't regret it in the slightest, she would not have done it if not for Dad, who then spent the rest of his life throwing in her face that she was a mother at 16. I am in finance, which Dad fully supported, and he approved of my fiancé and the plan to wait for Trider kids. So he left me the house genuinely hoping that I would want to start a family there. Also, when I first decided to do up and sell the house, when I asked permission, I also asked if they wanted to go in on it with me. My brother said he didn't want to. He said it would be a hassle, and my sister couldn't afford it. I also asked if my brother wanted to buy the house for his family, for a lot less than I eventually sold it for, but he said his family were happy where they were. I have said to my brother that I would be willing to do 100K each for me and my sister and then give him the remainder, somewhere between 25 and 30K. I don't know the exact number, because he says he has plans for the 50K Dad gave him and wasn't willing to share that. OP, you're not the a-hole. Your dad left your brother 50K, good for him. He left you the house, it's 100% your decision what to do with the house. And since you sold it, it's 100% your decision what to do with your money. Nice of you to help your sister out. Your brother is being greedy.